Looking for a different kind of New Year's resolution? How about pledging to become an expert on this year's nominees for the 60th Grammy Awards? We can help you do just that. From first-time nominees and top nominees to Grammy history and potential records at stake, we've sliced and diced the 84 categories to bring you 60 delectable factoids about the 60th nominee class. Make sure to read all 60 facts below and follow all the storylines during music's biggest night at Madison Square Garden in New York on Sunday, January 28. 1. Jay-Z is this year's leading Grammy nominee with 8 nominations. This is the third time the rapper has been the year's leading nominee, or at least tied for the lead. He tied for the lead for 2003 with Beyoncé, Outkast and Pharrell Williams. He held the lead outright for 2013. 2. SZA is this year's top female nominee with 5 nominations, including Best New Artist. 3. Childish Gambino is nominated for 5 Grammys, including Record and Album of the Year. The versatile performer, aka Donald Glover, won 2 Emmy Awards in September for his work on the FX series Atlanta. He won Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series and Outstanding Directing for a Comedy Series. 4. Despacito by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber is this year's only work to be nominated for both Record and Song of the Year. It's the first foreign-language hit to be nominated in both categories since La Bamba, recorded by Los Lobos, 30 years ago. 5. The Story of O.J. The Story of O.J. is Jay-Z's 4th single to receive a Record of the Year nomination. It follows Beyoncé Crazy in Love, on which he was featured, Rihanna's Umbrella, on which he was featured, and Empire State of Mind, a collaboration with Alicia Keys. Jay-Z is the first rapper to amass 4 Record of the Year nominations. 6. Bruno Mars, Record of the Year. Bruno Mars' 24K Magic is nominated for Record of the Year. It's Mars' 5th nomination in that category since 2010. That's more than any other artist in this decade. Mars and Beyoncé are the only artists to amass 5 nominations since 2007. Kendrick Lamar Damn is Kendrick Lamar's 3rd consecutive studio album to be nominated for Album of the Year. Kanye West is the only other rapper to receive nominations in this category for 3 consecutive studio albums. 8. Lorde is among the nominees for Album of the Year for her sophomore release, Melodrama. The young star has now been nominated in 3 of the general field categories. 4 years ago, her breakthrough hit, Royals, was nominated for Record of the Year and won for Song of the Year. 9. Alessia Cara, Khalid, Julia Michaels, Song of the Year. 3 of this year's Best New Artist nominees, Alessia Cara, Khalid and Julia Michaels, are up for Song of the Year. Cara and Khalid co-wrote 1-800-273-7255, the Logic hit on which they are featured. Michaels co-wrote her hit Issues. This is only the second time in Grammy history that 3 Best New Artist nominees have also been nominated for Song of the Year in the same year. It first happened 16 years ago with Alicia Keys' Fallon, India. Airy Video and Nelly Furtado in Like a Bird. 10. Alessia Cara, Best New Artist. Alessia Cara is the first artist who was born in Canada to receive a Best New Artist nomination since 2010, when both Justin Bieber and Drake were nominated. 11. Khalid, Best New Artist. Khalid, 19, is the first teenager to receive a Best New Artist nomination since Justin Bieber, who was 16 when he was a finalist for the 2010 award. Khalid will turn 20 on February 11. 12. Michael Bublé lands his 8th nomination for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album for Nobody But Me Deluxe Version. He is a 4-time winner in the category. 13. Bob Dylan is nominated for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album for Triplicate. This gives the legend a 55-year span of Grammy nominations. He received his first nomination for 1962, when his debut album was up for Best Folk Recording. Dylan received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Recording Academy in 1991. 14. Lady Gaga's Joanne is among the nominees for Best Pop Vocal Album. She won in this category 7 years ago for the Fame Monster. Gaga is vying to become the 3rd 2-time winner in the category's history, following Kelly Clarkson and Adele. 15. Kraftwerk Electronic Pioneers. Kraftwerk are nominated for Best Dance Electronic Album for the 2nd time for 3D The Catalog. The German group was first nominated in this category 12 years ago for Minimum Maximum. 3D The Catalog is also nominated for Best Surround Sound Album. Electronic pioneers Kraftwerk are nominated for Best Dance Electronic Album for the second time for 3D The Catalog. The German group was first nominated in this category 12 years ago for Minimum Maximum. 3D The Catalog is also nominated for Best Surround Sound Album. Kraftwerk received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Recording Academy in 2014-16. Leonard Cohen, Chris Cornell. Leonard Cohen and Chris Cornell are posthumously nominated for Best Rock Performance. Another late, great artist, David Bowie, won the award posthumously last year for Black Star, 17. Body Count are vying for Best Metal Performance for Black Hoodie. Bandleader Ice won a Grammy 27 years ago for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group for his featured role on the title from Quincy Jones' album, Back on the Block. He's vying to become the first artist to win in both of these categories. 18. Best Metal Performance. Each of the 5 bands vying for Best Metal Performance, August Burns Red, Body Count, Code Orange, Mastodon, and Meshuggah, is looking to bring home their first Grammy Award. 19. Foo Fighters are nominated for Best Rock Song for Run. The group won in the category 6 years ago for their similarly titled Walk. In addition, group members Dave Grohl and Pat Smear shared the 2013 award in that category for Cut Me Some Slack, a collaboration with Paul McCartney and Chris Novoselic. 20. Arcade Fire lands their 5th nomination for Best Alternative Music Album for Everything Now. Only one other group or duo has amassed 5 or more nominations in this category. Radiohead have had 8. 21. LCD Soundsystem's American Dream is nominated for Best Alternative Music Album. The group's first 2 albums, LCD Soundsystem and Sound of Silver, were nominated for Best Dance Electronic Album. 22. Kali Uchis receives her first Grammy nomination for Best R&B Performance for her featured role on Daniel Caesar's Get You. At the recent Latin Grammy Awards, she received a Record of the Year nod for El Ratico, a collaboration with Juanes, who is also a current Grammy nominee. 23. The Weeknd's Starboy is among the nominees for Best Urban Contemporary Album. The Weeknd's previous album, Beauty Behind the Madness, won in the category 2 years ago. He is vying to become the first 2-time winner in the category. 24. Led Isis. Let Love Rule is nominated for Best R&B Album. This is Led Isis' 4th nomination in this category. She was previously nominated for Lost Found, Turn Me Loose and Pieces of Me. Led Isis was nominated for Best New Artist 10 years ago. 25. Bruno Mars. Best R&B Album. Bruno Mars' 24K Magic is nominated for Best R&B Album. Mars won Best Pop Vocal Album 4 years ago for Unorthodox Jukebox. He is vying to become the first artist to win in both of these categories. 26. Cardi B. Bodak Yellow brings Cardi B her first Grammy nominations for Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song. The title is a play on its AL inspiration, Kodak Black's 2014 hip-hop hit No Flocken. 27. Jay-Z. Best Rap Album. Jay-Z's 444 is nominated for Best Rap Album. Jay-Z won in that category 19 years ago for Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. If he wins, he'll have the longest span of wins in the category's history. Eminem currently holds that distinction, with a 15-year span of wins in the category. 28. Rhapsody's Layla's Wisdom is nominated for Best Rap Album. Rhapsody is the 5th female solo artist to be nominated in this category, following Missy Elliott, who has had 4 nominations in the category, Nicki Minaj 2 and even Iggy Azalea 1 each. 29. Tyler, The Creator's Flower Boy is up for Best Rap Album. It's his 2nd Grammy nomination. He was nominated as a featured artist on Frank Ocean's Channel Orange, which was an Album of the Year contender 5 years ago. 30. Alison Krauss is nominated for Best Country Solo Performance for Losing You and Best American Roots Performance for I Never Cared for You. Krauss is currently tied with Quincy Jones for the 2nd most wins in Grammy history with 27. The late classical conductor Sir Georg Solti is the longtime Grammy leader, with 31 awards. 31. Little Big Town are seeking their 3rd win for Best Country Duo Group Performance for Better Man. The group won for Pontoon 2012 and Girl Crush 2015. 32. Taylor Swift. Best Country Song. Taylor Swift is vying to win for her 3rd Grammy for Best Country Song. She is nominated for writing the Little Big Town hit, Better Man. Swift previously won for co-writing White Horse and writing Mean. She would become only the second three-time winner in the category. Josh Keir won for co-writing the Carrie Underwood hits Before He Cheats and Blown Away and the Lady Antebellum hit Need You Now. 33. Shane McAnally, Josh Osborne. Shane McAnally and Josh Osborne are among the writers of two of this year's nominees for Best Country Song. They co-wrote Sam Hunt's Body Like a Back Road and Midland's Drinkin' Problem. McAnally and Osborne won in this category 4 years ago for co-writing Casey Musgrave's Merry-Go-Round. 34. Chris Stapleton. Chris Stapleton is nominated for Best Country Album for From a Room, Volume 1. He won in the category 2 years ago for Traveler. Stapleton is vying to become the first male solo artist to win 2 awards in this category since the late Roger Miller did it more than 50 years ago. 35. Indie. Aries Songversation. Medicine is nominated for Best New Age Album. She won Best R&B Album 15 years ago for Voyage to India. Aries is vying to become the first artist to win in both of these categories. 36. Jasmine Horn, Alex Hahn, Pascal Leboeuf. 3 alumni of the Grammy Camp Jazz Session received their first Grammy nominations. Jasmine Horn is nominated for Best Jazz Vocal Album, Alex Hahn for Best Contemporary Instrumental Album, and Pascal Leboeuf for Best Instrumental Composition. The Grammy Museum program is designed for outstanding high school jazzians. 37. CeCe Winans lands 2 nominations for Best Gospel Album for Let Them Fall in Love and Best Gospel Performance Song for Never Have to Be Alone. These are Winans' first nominations in 7 years. The gospel great is a 10-time Grammy winner. 38. Reba McEntire's Sing It Now, Songs of Faith Hope is among the nominees for Best Roots Gospel Album. This marks her first nod in the gospel, contemporary, Christian music field. She has 13 previous country field nominations and 1 prior music video, film field nod. 39. Shakira's El Dorado is among the nominees for Best Latin Pop Album. Shakira won in that category 17 years ago for Shakira, MTV Unplugged. She is vying to become the first female artist to win twice in this category. 40. Glenn Campbell is nominated for Best American Roots Performance for Arkansas Farm Boy. This gives the late legend a 50-year span of Grammy nominations. He received 6 nominations including 4 awards for 1967 for his classic hits By the Time I Get to Phoenix and Gentle on My Mind. Campbell received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Recording Academy in 2012. 41. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. Jason Isbell and the 400 Units. The Nashville Sound is nominated for Best Americana Album. Isbell won in this category 2 years ago for his previous album, Something More Than Free. Isbell is vying to become the second 2-time winner in this category, following Levon Helm. 42. The Rolling Stones are nominated for Best Traditional Blues Album for Blue Lonesome. They won Best Rock Album 23 years ago for Voodoo Lounge. They are vying to become the first artist to win in both of these categories. 43. Yusuf Cat Stevens lands his first Grammy nomination, more than 50 years after he released his first album. He is nominated for Best Folk Album for The Laughing Apple. 44. Damian Jr. Gong Marley is among the nominees for Best Reggae Album for Stony Hill. With 2 prior category wins, HES looking to join his brother Stephen Marley as a 3-time Best Reggae Album winner. Another brother, Ziggy Marley, has the most wins in the category with 7. 45. Ladysmith Black Mambazo is nominated in 2 categories with different albums. Shaka Zulu Revisited 30th Anniversary Celebration is nominated for Best World Music Album. Songs of Peace Love for Kids Parents Around the World is nominated for Best Children's Album. 46. Lisa Loeb is nominated for Best Children's Album for Feel What You Feel. It's her second Grammy nomination. She was nominated 23 years ago for Best Pop Performance by a Duo, a group with vocal for Stay I Missed You, a chart-topping hit with her group, 9 Stories. 47. Carrie Fisher. The late Carrie Fisher scores her second Grammy nomination for Best Spoken Word Album, includes poetry, audiobook storytelling for The Princess Diarist. The Star Wars actress was nominated in the same category 8 years ago for Wishful Drinking. 48. Bernie Sanders DVT, earns his first Grammy nomination alongside actor Mark Ruffalo for Best Spoken Word Album, includes poetry, audiobook storytelling for the audio version of his book, Our Revolution, A Future to Believe In. Sanders is the fourth politician to be nominated in this category this decade, following fellow Sen. Elizabeth Warren D. Mass, and former Presidents Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter. The 2015 winner, 49. Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen receives his 50th Grammy nomination for Born to Run, which is among the nominees for Best Spoken Word Album. Includes poetry, audiobook, storytelling. The audiobook shares its title with Springsteen's classic 1975 album, which was voted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2003. 50. Sarah Silverman. Sarah Silverman is nominated for Best Comedy Album for A Speck of Dust. She is vying to become the fifth female comic to win in this category, following Elaine May, who won for a collaboration with Mike Nichols, Lily Tomlin, Whoopi Goldberg, and Kathy Griffin. 51. Benj Pasek. Justin Paul. Benj Pasek and Justin Paul are nominated for Best Musical Theatre Album as composers, lyricists and co-producers of Dear Evan Hansen. They are also nominated for Best Song Written for Visual Media for City of Stars from La La Land, which they co-wrote with Justin Hurwitz. They previously won a Tony Award for Dear Evan Hansen and an Academy Award for City of Stars. 52. Hello, Dolly. The new Broadway cast recording of Hello, Dolly, starring Bette Midler, is nominated for Best Musical Theatre Album. It's the third time a cast album from this durable show has been nominated. An album from the original production, starring Carol Channing, was nominated for 1964. An album from a previous revival, also starring Channing, was nominated for 1995. 53. Justin Hurwitz. Composer Justin Hurwitz. 4 nominations stemming from the hit film La La Land mark his second try for Grammy Gold. He was up for Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media for his work on Whiplash 2 years ago. Hurwitz worked with director Damien Chazelle on both films. 54. Game of Thrones. Season 7. Game of Thrones Season 7 is nominated for Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media. It's vying to become the first TV to win in this category since Mission Impossible 1 50 years ago. Raman Djawadi is the composer of Game of Thrones. Lalo Schifrin did the honors on Mission Impossible. 55. Common. Diane Warren. Common and Diane Warren are nominated for Best Song Written for Visual Media for their collaboration, Stand Up for Something, from Marshall. Both writers are past winners in the category. Common won 2 years ago for co-writing Glory from Selma. Warren won 21 years ago for writing Because You Loved Me from Up Close Personal. 56. Taylor Swift. Best Song Written for Visual Media. Taylor Swift, another nominee for Best Song Written for Visual Media, is also a past winner in that category. Swift, nominated this year for co-writing I Don't Wanna Live Forever 50 Shades Darker, won 5 years ago for co-writing Safe and Sound from The Hunger Games. 57. Calvin Harris. Calvin Harris receives his first Producer of the Year, non-classical nomination. Harris won his first Grammy 5 years ago for We Found Love, his smash collaboration with Rihanna. They shared the award for Best Short-Form Music Video. 58. Greg Kurstin. Greg Kurstin, last year's winner for Producer of the Year, non-classical, is nominated in that category again this year. He's vying to become the first producer to win it 2 years in a row since Babyface won it 3 years running from 1995 through 1997. 59. Producer of the Year. Classical. The Producer of the Year classical category comprises 5 producers with previous nods in the category. Morten Lindberg, who now has 24 total Grammy nominations, is seeking his first win. Blanton Alspor, Manfred Eicher, David Frost, and Judith Sherman have each won the category previously. 60. Jay-Z. Kendrick Lamar. Best Music Video. Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar are each vying for their second award in the Best Music Video category. Jay-Z, who is nominated for The Story of O.J., won 4 years ago for Suit Tie, a collaboration with Justin Timberlake. Lamar, nominated for Humble, won 2 years ago for Bad Blood, a collaboration with Taylor Swift. To date, just 4 artists have won twice in this category: Peter Gabriel, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, and Johnny Cash. The 60th Grammy Awards will take place at Madison Square Garden in New York on January 28, 2018, airing live on CBS from 7:30 to 11 p.m. ET, 4:30 to 8 p.m. PT. Paul Green is a veteran journalist and historian whose work appears regularly at yahoo.com and hitsdailydouble.com. Grammy.com staff members Renee Fabian, Brian Jark, Nate Hertweg, Tim McFate, and Philip Merrill contributed to this article.